MAlt is a student-led, student-designed break program. It really focuses on meshing together educational components to service trips as well as direct service. It's meant to engage students with communities that they normally wouldn't have the chance to be a part of. MAlt is really about creating a sustainable relationship, whether that be with you and a social issue or really with a community partner that you end up working with.
Today we are painting the bridge and the railing.
The MAlt trip that I went on was forest conservation in the El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico. It was an opportunity for me to explore my interests a lot and sort of apply some more theoretical stuff I've learned at school to practical spaces, and to see the stakeholders of these individual spaces and to think about them in their own context. And I think that was what really helped me to gain more from it.
I got to go on the MAlt Dominican Republic trip. We went to a couple different areas on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic, and we were working with the Mariposa DR Foundation, and they work with young girls with kind of the philosophy of the girl effect, that educating young girls and women can help break this cycle of generational poverty. We first went to a pretty rural community, and by pretty rural I mean very rural. No running water, no bathrooms, electricity every other day, and we worked mostly with the school that served the whole community, and we helped out in the classrooms. We helped to build a greenhouse. We helped weed and maintain their garden. We really interacted a lot with the local community. We did a really interesting workshop with some of the older high school students, kind of like engaging them in discourse about like cultural differences, maybe in conceptions of women and girls and just relations between the genders. And that was really interesting to hear different opinions and kind of have both sides surprise each other.
I co-led the trip to New York City. We focused on incarceration and the social justice system. Our purpose was to really engage with a community that a lot of Middlebury students normally do not come in contact with. And we partnered with an organization called Our Children. We then were able to get an educational component through partnering with the New York Public Library Correctional Services Department, and learned about how people will interact with those who have been formerly incarcerated and the alternative methods to incarceration.
It was a really great week. We just had a lot of smiles and laughter every day. I could really tell from the two guides we had that they were very grateful and they were very happy about us being there and helping them doing what they love as well. I like things that put people outside their comfort zones, and MAlt definitely does that, I think, in a really safe and conducive and meaningful way.
It was helpful for us to come in and be able to get a greenhouse built, so that's something they'll be able to use for a long time, and that was great to have a concrete example of us being there. And also, I would hope that a little bit of our impact would be the cultural exchange, maybe opening their eyes to things they never thought of or an international perspective. I think that the impact that it's had on me is really much greater, and I think that's kind of the point of the MAlt trips.
The way that we have been impacted is definitely life-changing. The stories that we've heard, I know I will never forget. I think that the role of MAlt on campus is really providing students with the opportunity to go on a trip that's not the traditional spring break trip, to really expose you to new communities. Whether that be, going to the Dominican Republic, going to Puerto Rico, or going 5 hours south to New York City, you can really find service opportunities anywhere and create long-lasting bonds. I think that the purpose of MAlt on the Middlebury campus is to show people how privileged they are to be here, but also how much impact they can make using that privilege.
I am actually hoping that immediately post-graduation, I am going to be taking a year-long position with the foundation that we worked with. So I will actually probably be moving to a different country and working there for a year, because I thought that their philosophy and their mission was so important, and just had such a life-changing experience that it's actually changed my future job plans and everything. So a very big impact.